What is going on, Pokemon fans? Welcome back to JD's Nerdverse. We're doing a playthrough today of Pokemon Blue with Aerodactyl, the fossil Pokemon. This pterodactyl looking thing, very menacing. Some good stuff, some bad stuff. If you want to see more, get more content on the stats and the moveset for this Pokemon, I did a prediction video on Monday. It will be in the description down below if you want to go check it out. If not, I will briefly go over those things in this one, but I went through with a lot more depth in that video. So, Aerodactyl, pretty interesting Pokemon, and also while I have your attention, please, it helps the YouTube algorithm get my video out to more people if people comment, like, even subscribe, share it, things like that. It helps a lot. So if you have time to do that, or you're capable to, I'd really appreciate it. If not, just enjoy the video, and we'll go from there. So we use the Universal Pokemon Randomizer, and we substitute out Charmander for Aerodactyl. The reason why we chose Charmander is, one, if we went against Charmander, we'd be flying rock versus flying fire, and it wouldn't be a bad matchup, but we'd have no advantage or disadvantage really. And if our rival has Squirtle, we are rock type, so Squirtle has an advantage because water type, and Venusaur would have had an advantage too for like 5 seconds, but we are flying type, so we'd actually have an advantage over him earlier. So I went with Squirtle, and Squirtle was the best matchup. And we actually beat our rival pretty handily here. We named our rival Trash because he's trash. And I named Aerodactyl Dax. Or Dak, I should say. So as we get into Bug Force, I like to go over the stats here, so let's do that. HP with this Pokemon is 80, Attack is 105, Defense is 65, Special is 60, and Speed is 130. So a very fast Pokemon. It is tied for the second fastest Pokemon in the game with Jolteon. And number one fastest is Electrode. And we also have a very good attack. All of our moves are physical because we're flying and rock, so all those are physical anyway, so that works very well with our attack stat. And then HP is 80, so those are our three best stats, so we can take a little bit more damage than some other Pokemon we played through as. However, Special and our defense are bad. Special is 60, which is not the end of the world. It's not the worst stat you can get with Special. We will definitely, we don't really need to boost this up very much other than for defensive purposes, because a lot of our stuff is not special attack-wise, so it doesn't benefit us. And in defense, it's not very good. We're rock type, which is kind of ironic, but it's just not very good. So the fact that we have more hit points does counter that pretty well. So we end up getting through our stats. We end up getting through Bug Force, and now we're facing our second rival fight. Our second rival comes out with a Pidgey, and it's not a hard battle. You just don't want to get Sand Attack, which we just did. However, we're way more powerful right now. We have a stab move, and I'll go over moveset here in a little bit, but we get a pretty easy win over the second rival fight, and we move on to Brock's gym with a Million Light Years trainer. And this trainer's going to come out, and he's going to use all normal moves. So normal moves aren't going to do a lot to us because we are rock type. Even though we don't have great defense, we have great typing that counters normal moves. So we're doing pretty well. Even if he sand attacks us, it doesn't do too bad. We beat the Million Light Years trainer, and we come back and we face Brock. Now Brock's battle is going to take forever. As much as we do have a move that's not normal type, Wing Attack is still not going to be super effective against Brock, and it's just going to be a battle of attrition. Now, one thing I didn't mention about the speed is having a speed as high as we have. What we're supposed to have, the percentage in which we're supposed to be able to hit critical hits, is supposed to be 1 out of every 4 hits. So 25% of the time we should hit critical hits. So that does happen in this playthrough. Now Geodude's tough because Geodude ups its defense by using Defense Curl, so he takes a little bit longer to knock out than we'd like. However, Onix does not have that ability. However, he is higher level than us, so his defense is a little bit higher. We do outspeed, which is good. Onix will go for a move called Bide. If you don't know what Bide does, more or less, once Bide is initiated, whatever damage is done to Onix, it will deal back double. So if I do a move 6 damage 3 times, that equals 18. He does it back, it'll do 36 damage to us. Okay? And during that Bide thing, he can't do anything. He's just waiting and waiting and waiting. So what we do is whenever Bide is initiated, we do Agility. We do a non-attacking move. So whenever he deals back the damage, it unleashes, so to speak, it doesn't do any damage to us at all. It does not at all. And since we're going faster than him, we can go first, so we can always play around the Bide game. The only problem with this is, and I don't think we come up against this issue, but we get close, is we can potentially run out of power points, and then eventually we're going to be attacking him. Now, he uses Screech all the time. Screech lowers our defense, and he can attack us with tackle, but we outlast him because we just outpace him. We have a decent defense that counters his tackle, and we get the win over Brock. And with that win over Brock, we move on to Route 3. And on Route 3, we're going to go over our level up moveset. So our first move is Wing Attack. Flying attack, it's a flying type, sorry, 35 power, 100% accurate. It is stab, so it's doing 53, it's a 53 base power move with stab. Okay, if you don't know what stab is, same type attack bonus, and it adds a 1.5 multiplier to your power of the move you're doing. So that 35 plus 17.5, it rounds up to 53 base power. Agility is our other move we have, and I've said this before, I don't get why Pokemon that are very fast like this Pokemon get agility. We already are the second fastest Pokemon in the game, why we need agility, but I'm not going to complain. It does do the badge boost glitch for us, so not the end of the world. But we have to keep this on our moveset the entire time. Now, other games it would be a problem because there's other moves out there that you could get, whereas in this game there's not a lot. But this Pokemon's also skewed to get later in the game. You're not supposed to get this as early as this. You're supposed to get it like around Cinnabar Island. So our moveset is skewed that way. So Supersonic is a move that confuses the opposition. It's very inaccurate, so I don't like using it. And I definitely won't use it in this playthrough. Bite is very good because Bite can make the opposition flinch if you outspeed, which we do. So if we use Bite, he will, you could make the opposition flinch. It's 60 base power, works well with our attack stat. 100% accurate move. I like this move as long as you're going first. It's very beneficial. I have had it on a Pokemon where it doesn't go first. The next Pokemon I play through has it. It has it, but it doesn't work very well. Actually, no, I think it has Headbutt. So never mind. Scratch that statement. Next Pokemon I'm playing through has is Snorlax. So it gets Headbutt, not Bite. Takedown is a move that's garbage. 90 base power, 85% accurate. That accuracy is horrible. It does work with our attack stat, but it's horrible. And then Hyper Beam is 150 base power. It's the most powerful move we can learn. 90% accurate. The problem with this move is if you don't knock it out, knock the Pokemon out, you got to recharge, and I don't like that. So that's our level up moveset. Not the worst moveset, not the best, but if we had to play the game with just level up moveset, this is not too bad. Wing Attack, Agility, Bite, and Hyper Beam are it. But fortunately for us, we do have a TM moveset, so while we're in Mount Moon, we're going to go over the TM moveset. I'm going to go from top to bottom. Razor Wind is a move we get access to. It's a horrible move, 80 base power, 75% accurate. It is not a flying move. I don't know why this is considered normal type, just like Gust. I don't get why Gust is considered normal type, but it is. But we will not use it. The action, that's garbage. It really is just a bad move. Whirlwind, not going to use. Talk's not going to use. Takedown, not going to use. Double Edge is a contender because Double Edge is a physical damaging move that works well with our attack stat. 100 base power, 100% accurate. The only downside is there's recoil. So if you don't know what recoil does, it gives you, whenever you attack something, you get a percentage of that back damage to yourself. So very powerful, but I don't like moves that recoil damage. And if that's all we have access to, it's all we have access to. We access the Hyper Beam via TM, so we can get a little earlier than we got it, but I don't think we could. We probably could have and saved ourselves a little bit of time in this playthrough, but we used our money early on another move. Rage is a 20 base power move that would be great early because of our attack stat, but we don't get it until later in the game, so it's worthless. Dragon Rage is a good move to have with this Pokemon. Not a good move in general, but just for this Pokemon. This Pokemon's very limited on his moveset. So what Dragon Rage does, it does 40 damage every time you use it. So what that means is if you face something that you don't have a good move for, like for example a rock type Pokemon, Dragon Rage will 100% just do 400 or 40 damage every single time. Won't do any more, won't do any less, but it's a set damage move, and it helps us get through by some portions of the game, and you'll see why here in a little bit. Mimic will help us copy a move from the opposition for the duration of a fight. It's good for badge boosting. It's good for if you need some type coverage. You can sometimes get it off one Pokemon and use it for the rest. Double Team is not used in this playthrough. It can't be used in any playthrough actually because it's outlawed. Reflect could have been used, but we didn't. It just ups your defense. Actually, it minimizes damage coming in. It does up your defense. It just covers. It just shields you basically. Bide has a short shelf life, but it does get used in these playthroughs because it does have a purpose. But it's not a long-term purpose unless you're looking at Pokemon like Skyther and Eevee who didn't have any other move other than normal type moves. Fire Blast is not a great move for this Pokemon. So for two reasons. One, this Pokemon has low special. So Fire Blast isn't going to do squat. It's 120 base power, 85% accurate, but our special's low, so it doesn't do anything. And then second, anything Fire Blast can be effective against, we have Fly to be more effective because it works with attack stat, works with the typing, so on and so forth. Swift is kind of like Bite. It's the same damage. It's just one is never misses, and Bite can make the opposition flinch if you outspeed. So not a great thing. So Sky Attack is a horrible move. 140 base power, 90% accurate. And I'll tell you why. Razor Wind and Sky Attack are pretty similar, where you have a turn of setup and a turn of attack. So that turn of setup, I also call a turn of vulnerability, where you can get hit. And this is why in Rest and Substitute, Rest gets used and Substitute does not. Fly, when you use Fly, you go up in the air and you don't get hit. It's kind of like Dig. You don't get hit by the opposition. Sky Attack and Razor Wind, you have a turn of vulnerability where nothing happens, and it can mess up, all the setup. Whereas Fly, it's 70 base power, 95% accurate. Go up in the air, nothing can hit you, and you come back and hit it. It is not the greatest accuracy, but it is what it is. That is our TM moveset, and we're moving on to Missy. And I honestly don't know what I was doing here. I think I was saving. Yeah, there we go. And now we're going to face just the trainers in her gym. We're not going to face Misty yet. So, like I was saying, the team moveset, let me know what you think down below about the team moveset. And Misty's gym is the trainers in here aren't too bad because none of them really have water Pokemon. We are a rock flying type, so water is super effective against us. And this is why this trainer pretty much is non-existent other than supersonic. So wing attack will do pretty well. Peck doesn't do nothing because we're a flying type and we're a rock, and it doesn't do squat. So we're going to leave and we're going to go and face our third rival fight. Now, third rival, as usual, comes out with his Dirty Bird Pidgey and its stupid sand attacking strategies. But once you get by Pidgey, or Pidgeotto I should say, it's evolved, this battle's over pretty much. We're going to set up Agility. Now, when we set up Agility, it does do the Badge Boost glitch, so it's upping our attack stat by 12.5% every time we do Agility. Okay, now we don't need to do it without speed. It's just for badge boosting purposes. This just makes this battle a guarantee. So that being done, we get a 2-shot on the Squirtle, and we beat our rival pretty handily. And this is a part of the game where I like to talk about a few things. And the one thing is, at the end of this bridge, you get a prize, and I'm going to give a prize as well. I'm just going to recommend some other YouTubers that I really enjoy. I am a massive fan of Pokemon. I like watching playthroughs, different varieties, types of playthroughs. So I'll start off with the two that got me into this. JR's11, his playthroughs are vastly different, and I get that. But I do enjoy his videos nonetheless, even though they're drastically different. And Scott Slots is the other one. His videos, I like to align my videos more with like his style. And so those are the two that really got me into it. I recommend his channel. And there are a couple other ones out there. If you're looking for good Gen 2 content, Squidgy is very good. He hasn't posted lately. He's been under the weather, so I hope he gets better. But his videos are fantastic. Really good Gen 2 content. And I'm almost near the end of Gen 1, so that I'm going to be on to Gen 2. So I've learned so much about Gen 2 from him. And then Gen 3 content, if you're looking for great Gen 3 content, look no further than Eggsceptional. Eggsceptional is amazing at Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. I recommend you check it out if you want good Gen 3 content. His videos are pretty funny, and they're very thorough. He has like multiple playthroughs. It's really cool with every Pokemon. I recommend you check him out. There's some other ones out there. There's some I haven't even got into this into my listing yet that are like brand new, that are kind of on the same level as me when it comes to just like being new and trying to get establish a fan base. So a lot of them are down there in the comment section down below. Please check them out. KangaskDan's a really good one. Van Man was very good. He hasn't posted in a while, but Van Man's pretty good. And Gym Leader Matt, for example, is another great one. He does a lot of backporting, which is pretty cool. He brings Pokemon from future generations back into Pokemon Red and places or Pokemon Yellow, whichever one, and places the game. So yeah, that's a bunch of them. Like I said, there's more down there in the comment section. M&J TV is another good one. I recommend every one of those. If you enjoy Pokemon as much as I do, you will be thoroughly happy with the content they put out. So I don't always put my stamp of approval on everything, but I do in that case. So we get to the SS Ann, and we're gonna face our rival. Okay, we cannot use Body Slam, so we did not add Body Slam. We actually can't add very many moves. I just went over that. So we gotta knock the Pidgeotto out. Okay, Eradicate comes out. We are rock type, so any normal move is not going to do a lot of damage. That's why we're going to go ahead and do a couple setups of Agility, which makes him a 2-shot. Should make Kadabra a 1-shot. And now War Turtle, we just leveled up, so we lost that boost. But War Turtle, we get a critical hit, luckily, because he would have knocked us out with another Water Gun. And speaking of water gun, we are going to go ahead and face Misty, the water gym leader. Now we have a disadvantage against Misty. We are part rock type. We're also flying type, so it's only 2 times, not 4 times. And with Misty, we're going to go ahead and go for agility. Agility's going to up our attack stat, and Staryu's going to go for 1 attack, and then Eggsceptional, that's going to attack us again. Now we're just above half health going into Starmie. A bubble beam would knock us out, but we get a critical hit on a wing attack. A little bit lucky, but we'll take the luck and move on to Rock Tunnel. In Rock Tunnel, we have to face Boomer, the hiker. And Boomer, the hiker, is going to take two attempts to beat him, actually. I thought it was going to take a lot more than this, but it took take 2. Because rock Throw is actually super effective against us. And, yeah, it's just not going to do good. We don't have anything good right now. If we had Fly, maybe we'd be okay. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to get knocked out here. So, spoiler alert. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to just go back and do it again, but we're going to do agility to up our attack stat. And I think this triggers some kind of reaction in the game, because as soon as we do agility, now this does not up our defense yet, we have not beat Surge. But I think it reacts to them because they're like, I'm not going to be able to hit you anymore. So they just go for, it's a panic move, and they go for self-destruct. That's my presumption, because as soon as I go for agility, they just blow themselves up. So we get out of Rock Tunnel, and at this point in the game, it's usually when it gets paused and there's some stuff bought and sold and stuff like that. But we got Fly, we got Swift, and I thought it'd be a great idea for us to go and face Cobra Kai. I call it Cobra Kai, but it's basically the Karate Dojo with a bunch of fighting type Pokemon. The reason why is fighting type Pokemon are weak to flying type. So we have a huge advantage here, and it's a good way to get a couple extra levels before we have to continue with the rest of the game. So this is a way to get a couple extra levels. Is also Erica's gym. We could fight everyone in there. We have wing attack and fly, so we have a huge advantage over any grass type we come across. So that's just what we're doing right now. We're just getting some extra levels. Takes a minute or 2, get a level or 2. I think we're at level 28 when we came in here, so we're already at level 30, and we have 1 more level to get. Maybe 2 more. I don't remember exactly how many levels we get out of this. But another benefit to this is we do get a strength Pokemon. So in my rules and down below, we do have to get some HM mules, and I've had the rule where we can actually use other Pokemon to catch the Pokemon. But a lot of the time now I don't have to do that. So with our flying type, I usually use Bide and get a Spearow, and then I usually try to catch a Paris in Mount Moon, and then that's really the only one I need to. But I can just use Bide and not do too much damage to knock it out. And our flying type obviously is a Spearow. A Spearow can be traded for a Farfetch if we need cut. If I don't catch a Paris, then I can just catch a Geodude for dig. And then Hitmonchan or Hitmonlee we can use for strength. So that's the main reason for coming in here. And the reason why we want to get some extra levels is, if you don't know this already, if you've never seen a Pokemon video with a flying type hit a massive brick wall when it comes to the Elite Four. 2 of them actually. Lorelai's 1, and Gyarados from Lance is the other. So now we moved on to Lieutenant Surge, and we're going to go ahead and fight his gym. His gym should be super effective against us, but it's inconsequential because Voltorb does not have an electric move, so we can set up pretty well. And we really shouldn't be going for Fly. We should just be going for Swift. But Fly is a more powerful stab move, so we're going for it. We set up 3 times. We do not outspeed the Raichu. We do not knock out the Raichu in 1 hit. But we get the win. Lieutenant Surge, as usual, is very easy. So we beat him. We get a Thunderbolt move. We don't really need to use it. We move on to Erica. Again, another gym leader we just have to beat. But we fought everyone in here to get as much experience as possible. So now we're going to face Erica, the grass gym leader. First, we're going to start off with Fly. 1 shot on the Victory Bell. I'll give you a hint. That's pretty much a trend with this whole team. We are a decent amount of levels higher at this point, and it's not about, like, some playthroughs, they try to make the battles as hard as possible on themselves. J-Rose 11 kind of does that. He tries to win every battle as low a level as possible. That's not my MO. I'm trying to beat the game as fast as possible. Okay, and I'm well aware of the brick wall we're about to come up against here soon, so that's why I do that. So now we're in Giovanni's hideout, whatever you want to call it, and we got a move. We had enough money to get a move called Dragon Rage. What Dragon Rage does 40 damage every time we use it. So this means this should be a 2-shot on Giovanni, on his Pokemon right here, because they're just below the 80 hit points. Now Kangaskhan is a little bit different. Kangaskhan has very good health, very good attack, and very good defense. Just doesn't have great speed and special. But nonetheless, we get the win. We just need him to hit. We just got to hit one more time. Very good. And we beat Giovanni. He's usually a pushover. And he uses best Batman impression. Batman. And he vanishes. So we get the Silph Scope and the the potion. And we dig out. And we end up at Pokemon Tower, where we face our 5th rival fight. Comes out with a Pidgeotto. We just don't want to get sand attacked, so we're going to go for agility to boost our stats a little bit. And we do get sand attack, which is unfortunate, but that's why we kept the move Swift, and I wish I kept it for the next battle. Swift does not the accuracy doesn't get lowered. It doesn't matter what you do, Swift will not miss unless the opposition is like a ghost type or something. And I wish I'd have kept that for the next battle. That's one major mistake I made in this game that I wish I could go back and undo. It saved me a couple of minutes. It's not too bad. But Koga, so the problem with Koga is we have nothing that's super duper effective. So it's basically going to be a long drug out battle. And in hindsight, maybe Dragon Rage would have been good. I didn't try it, but I was just trying to badge boost. And we replaced Swift with Bite, because Bite, you're going to go first because we always outspeed, but Bite has a propensity to make the opposition flinch. So that was my thought process there. And we get poisoned, so that's the problem with this battle, and we just have to hit one more time. And smoke screen's the problem. That's the problem with this Pokemon, is the first coughing did smoke screen. So now our accuracy is lowered. That's why I'm not hitting. That's why everything I'm doing is just like hitting, and I'm just gradually losing health. And after some time, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to restart this battle. And I wish I could go back in time and not do the removal of Swift. Swift should have been stayed on there. It's the same hit points. The only problem is the accuracy is different, in the propensity to flinch. I should have skipped Swift. In hindsight, hindsight's 2020. So we're trying to do it again. Our sand attack is lowered our move again, and now we finally got through the first Pokemon again. So that's the problem with this battle, and we're down to a point where I'm just like, you know what, let's try it again. And if we had Swift, we would not have any issues. Swift would have kept hitting with all the accuracy drops anyway. We could just set up and just run Swift. It might not have been like a one-shot, but it would have been more consistent because there's another accuracy drop. And so now we're having problems just getting through a simple Pokemon. We're going to fly. So fly again. We're poisoned again. Oh, man. But that's part of the game. That's why, if I did another playthrough, which I might do in the future, that's something I would have fixed immediately, was keeping Swift until the last possible second in this game. That way I don't have these problems where I'm losing my accuracy. So we're going to try a 4th time. I always say, 4th time's the best time. But yeah, this is a troublesome battle because we just don't have anything super effective against him. Okay? And he's going to lower our accuracy. I don't care about the X attack. That doesn't bother me. But what bothers me is just having my accuracy lowered. That really bugs me. And you can also get poisoned. So it just whittles you down. It's a battle of, I don't want to say attrition might be the wrong word. It's just a battle of, I think attrition is the right word there, because he just poisoned you and then makes you miss, and then you're just skipping turns basically, not hitting anything. So we have one more Pokemon. I'm gonna fly up. What I want to do is I want to fly up and just hope that he does like self-destruct, but we actually get fly there. So we finally beat Koga. A little bit of a knockdown, drag-out fight. Not the greatest fight in the world. But we do get the win against Koga. And now we're progressing to the next part of the game, which I believe is Blaine. So Blaine, we don't have another advantage either. However, we are able to set up pretty well. And we should be able to sweep his team. Agility 1. Agility 2. And Agility 3. Very good. We're fully set up. So how good is Fly going to do? Fly does a one-shot on the Growlithe. Is it a one-shot on the Ponyta? It is a one-shot. Very good. Okay, we level up, so now all of our attack stat boosting is gone, except for our speed. His speed is still high. But Stomp doesn't do squat because it's a normal move. And so now we want our canine to do like a move like takedown. I don't know why, because it's normal. And we beat Blaine pretty handily, take very little damage. So that, compared to Koga, was a much better, much more consistent fight, which I like. He doesn't have actually lowering moves anyway, so it really worked out. And now we're in Silphco. And we're facing our 6th rival fight. This 6th rival fight can either go either way. Usually there's not like a hovering in the middle of like it's okay or it's like horrible. But we're going to set up agility. Pidgeot's still there. He goes for wing attack. We get bite. and it's a 2-shot on the Pidgeot. So very good, get the knockout. Growlithe. And I think I remember what the problem with this battle was. I think the problem is right there, I just leveled up. And yeah, that's what the problem was. We level up in the middle of battle, so our badge boost goes away, and so the last couple Pokemon just don't go super fast. Like Bite is not a 1-shot, it's a 2-shot. And I think with our badge boost, with our attack stat up, it would have been a 1-shot. So now we're going to try for Fly, and it's not enough. And we might be able to do it with Fly one more time. It's just not enough, and we get knocked out. So I think we try it one more time. Yeah. Now I want to keep track of the time right now. So we're at like an hour, and we still haven't beaten this trainer, Giovanni number 2, Giovanni number 3, the gym leader, and Sabrina. So we're at an hour, and most Pokemon I've played through recently have been easily past all those things. So we're going through the same exact situation. We're going for the same situation where we're trying to get in, we level up again. So now, if we tried to set up, there's no one really good to set up on. Alakazam's got good special moves and is going to do a lot of damage to us if he hits us. So Confusion, that was one of his weakest attacks, and Confusion did half health. Okay, Bite isn't going to do much. Water going to knock us out in one hit. So I left, and I believe I left and found like a couple fights to get into, and just got that extra level out of the way. So we're trying this battle for the 3rd time, but this time hopefully we don't level up in the middle of the battle. So we're going to try this again. Fly, we're just going to knock out the Pidgeot on the first try. So, you know, full health going into Growlithe. We're going to set up on Growlithe. Growlithe really doesn't have much to hurt us. We just don't want him to burn us, but it doesn't have much that can hurt us. So Bite will be a 2-shot, very good. And now we're going on to execute. There we go. I can say words. Okay, Alakazam gets knocked out with Fly. And so now we are fully out. And Water Gun doesn't do squat. We just got to make sure we do enough damage. He does withdrawal, doesn't matter. 2 Dragon Rage at the end gets the win. And we beat our rival. And now we're going to go and fight Giovanni number 2. And Giovanni number 2 is not much better than Giovanni number 1. Now, as he gets rid of his rock-type Pokemon, my need for Dragon Rage diminishes. So see how little damage Dragon Rage did. That'd be a 3-hit knockout on the first Pokemon. We want to knock out as fast as possible. Kangaskhan gets a 1-shot. Okay. Rhyhorn is going to be a 3-shot, which it's the best option for us because Fly is not 100% accurate, and Bite's not going to do a lot because it's normal. So we're going to do Fly on Nidoqueen. She body slams, doesn't really do too much to us, and we get the knockout with 2 more Dragon Rages. So very good showing now. The middle of the game is doing a little bit better. This part of the game, I should say, is doing a little bit better. So now we get into Sabrina's gym, and we're going to go bloop, 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 and we find Sabrina, and Sabrina is going to come out with her psychic moves. We have good physical moves, Sabrina, and her whip. We have good physical moves, so all we got to do is set up agility, get 1 or 2 agilities off, and we should be able to sweep her entire team. Bite, 1-shot, very good, and we level up. That's amazing. So Fly, 1-shot, so we should outspeed, so I think we should just go for Fly to be safe, and Fly one more time. Is it a 1-shot? Is a 1-shot in the Alakazam. So we beat Sabrina pretty handily, and now we're moving on to, we have one more gym leader we have to get done before we can progress to the game and go to the Elite Four, and that is Giovanni. And we're going to dig out, and we go ahead and go to Giovanni's gym. Now Giovanni's gym isn't going to be easy because we are flying type, he is ground. We also are rock type, he's ground. Nothing great. So the strategy here is a strategy I've used on Giovanni many times. You just got to get through the Rhyhorn. That's why we kept Dragon Rage up to this point. You got to get through Rhyhorn. We're going to set up on Rhyhorn. He's not going to do too much damage-wise. All he has is normal moves. He doesn't have a rock move. Doesn't make sense to me, but if you look at Rhyhorn's moveset, all he has is a normal move. Stomp and Fury Attack, and you might get Horn Attack, something like that. But Dragon Rage will be a 4-shot? Yeah, it's a 4-shot. Very good. We are totally badge boosted. We're going to mimic Dig. Okay, he's going to growl, which lowers our attack. Not a big deal. We can counter that. It's not a big deal. It's not a 1-shot because of I guess it's because of our attack stat being lowered. But we do get a 2-shot on that with Dragon Rage. He just went for Guard Spec, so yeah, we're going to win this battle now. That's kind of how Guard Spec works. And nothing's happening. We keep missing. So we're just going to go for Dragon Rage again. We have two Pokemon left. Fly will be a. We keep missing Fly. Wow, this is not going too well for us, is it? Oh yeah, we might actually get a reset here. We might get a reset on good old Giovanni number 3 because we don't have a great move. We keep taking chip damage from. And the problem with this battle, we have Fly and Dig, which are 2-turn moves, so we're going to take damage every time we go for setup. Yeah, we're going to get knocked out here. It happens, so we lose. Like, share, subscribe. Yeah, see, there it is. I told you I did that. And we're going to try this battle again. So this battle, again, is going to go the same exact way. I want to do the same exact strategy. The strategy was sound, it's just execution and things like that. So guard spec, we're going to win this battle. Anytime you see guard spec, we're going to win. Okay, now we're going to mimic Dig. That doesn't change. Okay, goes for guard spec. I'm going to go for Fly, knock it out. Very good. Nidoqueen comes out. We did not set up agility, which is very odd, but I think we just don't want the opportunity for her to lower our attack stat. So that's why we didn't go for agility. Oh, we're going to go for it now. Okay. Yeah, he doesn't have really any good moves against us now I think of it, so maybe that's a better strategy, I guess. Set up on a Nidoking, so the last 2 Pokemon are pretty good, pretty quick. And Dragon Rage, very good. Get the knockout, beat Giovanni. An hour and 13 minutes. Usually we've beaten some of the Elite Four at this point with some Pokemon, but now we're on the final rival battle. The final rival battle is going to come out with a Pidgeot. Pidgeot no longer has Sand Attack, so it's free setup on Pidgeot or the Rhyhorn or the Growlithe. There's 3 good Pokemon to set up on. But we're going to go ahead and go for agility, set up on him now. Okay? We're going to go for Fly, knock out the Pidgeot in 2 shots. Very good. And now Rhyhorn comes out, and we're going to mimic a move from Rhyhorn. We have very good speed, and we're higher level than all of his Pokemon, which means Horn Drill can be a viable option to take out the opposition. Okay, so I'm trying to do Horn Drill right now. It's not working, but he just did Tail Whip, so it's actually going to up my defense or up my attack stat a little bit for the other Pokemon. So yeah, let's go ahead to go for Fly. You don't need to go for Horn Drill on Growlithe. He's very frail. Execute is a grass type, so we're going to go for Fly on that one. Very good. Okay, Alakazam, we're going to outspeed and use Fly. And it should have done a one-shot, but he went for Reflect. Not a big deal. Take a little bit of damage from Side Beam. And we level up. This is why I wanted to do Horn Drill, is because if we level up, we're not going to have the boosted attack. But Horn Drill does get the one-shot, and we get the win. And now we're in the Elite Four, and before we go into the Elite Four, I want to show you some things. So here's the stats for this Pokemon. It actually is very good stats. Okay, attack is 158, great. Defense is 115, pretty decent. Speed is 181, so very good speed. And special is 109, respectable. So everything's over 100. Okay, we're not even at high level. So we're at level 58. Level 58 means that we used all of our rare candies up to like 3, and we got to the point where we're at level 58. If we got to like level 62 or something like that, it'd be much more consistent this Elite Four run, and you're about to see why. But that's our that's our stats. They're not bad. The problem is typing. So we're rock flying type. So we have a secondary typing in flying, not a primary. So that's why it's like that. But now we have our moveset too. We have done a little bit of leveling up. We got rid of Dragon Rage. 40 damage per turn is not enough to beat the Pokemon we're about to come up against. So we're gonna have Hyper Beam. Okay. Agility is for badge boosting. Fly is another move for things that Hyper Beam's not super effective against. And Mimic can help us copy a move so that we can sweep teams and have some type coverage, whatever the case may be. So that's our move set. Agility will definitely help us out. Hyper Beam's the most powerful move we can get. So yeah, let's do this thing. So the first gym leader, or our first member of the Elite Four, I've already gone over this, is Lorelei. Okay, Lorelei is going to be problematic. And you're going to see a kind of a compilation of Lorelei getting the best of me over and over and over again. Okay, so we're going to try a setup. Now the best case scenario just happened there where Aurora Beam missed. Okay, and we're not going to hit it, and Hyper Beam will get the knockout eventually, but we actually get knocked out first try. So you're going to see that's one outcome. What you want to do is you want to get it to the point where Lorelei is using Rest. So Dugong has Rest, Aurora Beam, Takedown, and Growl. Okay, growl will take your attack down, and that's our biggest stat, and we don't want that to happen. So that's what we want to happen. We want Dugong to go to sleep. Okay, we want to prevent ourselves from getting as much damage as possible done to us. Say, Aurora Beam's super effective. We are weak to ice. Okay, we're flying type. Okay, so it's 2-shot, not what we wanted. So I go ahead and try this again. We're going to go ahead and try it again and go right in. And keep track of how much time we're using. It was about 1 hour and 13 minutes when we started doing this. So now we're at 1 hour and 16 minutes and 47 seconds. So yeah, this is not going to be fun. You got to go for fly, because you got to get the health down to the point where he does rest. And we want to mimic rest so we can do the same thing. Okay, we got one more turn of setup with agility. And now we're going to go for fly. Now the hope is that we do fly and he goes for rest again. Would be the best case scenario. I'm going to go for agility, see if I can survive one more ice beam, aurora beam, whatever it is, and then get the knockout. Very good. So now the next Pokemon is Cloyster. So how are we going to get by Cloyster? Well, we're going to recover. Clamp gets super effective, so he's going to do that like 3 times. It's one of the best, like wrap, kind of like one of those moves. It's the best one in the game. Clamp is very good. It's hard to counter. So while we're sleeping, it knocks us out. So we got to get by the Cloyster. So that's the first thing. How we get by Dugong? Well, we do fly. When we do fly, we hope that he goes for rest. Very good. Which means we can mimic a move or do the badge boost, whatever case may be. And then when he comes out of rest, we can potentially knock it out. Very good. So then we go to Cloyster. And Hyper Beam's not going to be a one-shot. He's going to do Clamp. We have to recharge. He can heal himself, which is BS. But whatever. And we're going to go for Hyper Beam again. Get the knockout. Very good. And now against Slowbro, we have not mimicked anything yet. So the best case scenario here would have probably been the mimic Amnesia at this point. So now we have 45 health. We don't have a lot left in this. The Hyper Beam will be a one-shot on the Jinx. Will it be a one-slot on the Lapras? It will not. He gets the knockout. So we got all the way to the Lapras. Now the problem is we haven't been able to badge boost, and also we have to be able to replenish our health. So we got to find a way to do that if we're going to find a way to win this battle. We have to have more health against Lapras, or we have to make sure we one-shot the Lapras. So fly again, and what you don't want to do is get too low or he uses a super potion rather than rest. Because if he uses a super potion, he's going to attack you at the next turn. So what I probably should have done here is, just go for fly. And we cannot set up on Cloyster. If he does Clamp, it's too effective. He also has Roar Beam, but Clamp is way more effective. And like I said, we got a whole turn of recharging going on. So actually, right now is not bad. Right now is not the worst case scenario. So withdrawal just ups his defense, doesn't do anything to us. Mimic, and we're going to try to mimic Amnesia. Now the problem with Slowbro is he also has Growl. So if he starts using Growl, he's going to lower our attack stat. So I thought one more Amnesia. He does for, so Hyper Beam doesn't do anything because he is so defended right now. So that's the problem, is we're not able to knock it out now because we've taken too long. So we have to set up before we get to Slowbro is like the goal. Okay? And I went for fly here. Don't know why I went for fly. Lapras needs to be going. I need to go for Hyper Beam, and I get the knockout. This is a very lucky win because if Slowbro, just goes for Water Gun, so I withdraw 20 times, I lose this battle. Now next is Bruno. Bruno, we don't talk about it very much, but Bruno's not very tough. Okay. He has 3 fighting Pokemon. We're flying type, and we're doing agility to boost our stats. And we just got to knock out this Onyx and stuff. So I don't know why we're using Fly. We should have used Hyper Beam. Onyx isn't going to do much to us. He's not. But the problem with Onyx is we just don't have a great move for him. As much as Hyper Beam is very powerful, Hyper Beam's not going to do that much damage. And then Fly is not going to do that much damage either. And you got to do so many flies just to get by him. So what we're going to do to make sure the second Onyx doesn't take that much time, we're going to mimic Ice Punch. And Ice Punch is going to give us the ability to one-shot. Hitmonchan goes down to one-shot, so does Hitmonlee. Okay, and then we got Onyx, which is going to go for Ice Punch. It'll be a one-shot. Go ahead, do it. There we go. And then the last Pokemon is Machamp, and Machamp should be a one-shot with Fly. Maybe it won't be. He's pretty bulky. Okay, we do get the win. Very good. So we beat Bruno, and we move on to the one I thought was going to be the most problematic, and that was Agatha. Agatha has the Agatha Light. She can poison you, paralyze you, put you to sleep, all those things. So we come out and we have Gengar. So I know that I only have one move that can hit Ghost Pokemon, so I go ahead and just mimic Nightshade. What I should have done is mimic Hypnosis, but Nightshade nonetheless will get the will be added to the moveset just in case we need it. And Hyper Beam will get the 2-shot on Golbat. It took forever to do it. I hate Hyper Beam when you don't get the 1-shot because then you have to recharge. I hate it. So Fly's a knockout on the Gengar. Fly's also a knockout on the Haunter. We just leveled up, so we lost our badge boost. Not a big deal. Hyper Beam's a 1-shot on the Arbok. Gengar will be, what is it, 2-shot or 3-shot? It will be a 2-shot. Nightshade, it just will do the exact amount of damage in which levels I have. So it'll do 60 damage. Get the one that gets Agatha on the first try, mind you. And now we're facing Lance. And I wanted to make sure I saved here, so that's what I'm doing. And now we're facing Lance. Now, Lance's Gyarados is going to be a problem. The reason why it's going to be a problem is he will go for Hydro Pump every single time. Okay, he will not deviate from that at all. Okay? And look how much damage Hydro Pump does. Wow. Okay? So I saw that and I'm like, yeah, we're going to try this again. So what we're looking for here is there's not really anything we can do strategy-wise other than wait for some luck. Okay? Okay, we can do Agility, Hydro Pump, look how much Hydro Pump did. And we're just wait. I'm just hoping for a miss is more or less what I'm looking for. Is I'm hoping that Lance misses or Gyarados misses on the Hydro Pump. We can get a 2-shot somehow and knock him out early without taking any damage. That's the biggest crux of the problem. Is we're going to take damage. So there is a specific strategy I have to do to win this battle, but it's not going to be what I have now. So right now I'm using Hyper Beam, Fly, Agility, and Mimic. And what's going to happen is I'm going to have to drop Mimic and add a move. You'll see what it is here in a second. Because there's nothing we really need to Mimic in this battle. And in the next battle, we have the same exact scenario where we don't need to Mimic something. We can, but we don't need to. It's not required. So Mimic is not super needed. So we're going to continue with this battle. I'm taking a drink of my drink while we're watching this. Like I said, he'll go for Hydro Pump every time. He has what's called good AI. His good AI tells him the most effective move that he has is going to be a water move, and he'll do it every stinking time, without prejudice. He'll do it every stinking time. So I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, what's going to fix this problem? So the best case scenario now. So I have 3 moves sitting here: Rest, Double Edge, and Fire Blast. So we don't need to Mimic anything. So I'm going to go ahead and put Rest in place of Mimic. Okay. So what I'll do is if we can just get by the Gyarados, we can heal up on the Dragonite, or the Dragonair, sorry, and we can replenish our health and then sweep the team. So Fly gets a Hydro Pump, good for him. Blah blah blah. Hydro Pump again. Fly doesn't get the knockout. Just gotta knock it out. That's all we gotta do. Okay, we get to the Dragonair. We're gonna go for Rest, and we get replenished health. If he does a Dragon Rage and a Agility, great. So now we're setting up, and as long as we can get through our whole setup process, we should be fine to sweep this entire team. Okay, replenishing that health was a big deal because now we have so much more health to deal with the last 4 Pokemon. Aerodactyl, don't know if it'll be a 1-shot. We got to heal he's got to heal as well, or recharge for a turn. So get the knockout, very good. And Dragonite, is it a knockout? It is not. However, we do get the 2-shot on the Dragonite. We get the win. We finally beat Lance. And Lance can be so difficult. You saw why. That could go on for another 5 or 10 minutes. I've had playthroughs like that, where with the rock type, he'll just go for Hydro Pump. And this is what I mean, where it feels like the opposition, his Hydro Pumps are feel like they're like 95% or 99% or something like that. But the move actually only has an 80% attack rate. So I'm contemplating putting Double Edge on my team. I don't really need Fire Blast. I kept it. I don't know why I kept it, but I'm contemplating doing Double Edge. So now we have to face our final rival fight, the champion fight. And he's going to come out with a Pidgeot. So Pidgeot comes out. He does not have Sand Attack, so we don't have to worry about that. But he does. It is a good Pokemon to set up on. We just don't want him to go for Sky Attack. It could be very powerful. And so we're going to knock out the Pidgeot in two shots, I guess. Going to do it again. And he hit me. Little jerk. And he does Sky Attack. Sky Attack doesn't do a lot, but it can. If it critical hits, it skips over all my my debuffs, my buffs and stuff. So Fly is a one-shot in the Alakazam. Rhydon comes out, and we're going to go for... Do I want to go for Rest, or just want to go for the knockout? He's usually going to do, like, Tail Whip and stuff like that, so that does very little damage to me. So we're going to go ahead and go for Fly again. I just want him to potentially leer me one more time, is what I want. And I don't have Mimic, so I can't Mimic Horn Drill off of him. So that was a great strategy in the previous battle we used against him. But we get the knockout, and we move on. Now all of our stats are very boosted. The only thing that's not boosted is our defense. Our defense is kind of garbage right now. So anything that hits us, we're going to take a lot of damage. Okay, Hyper Beam's almost a one-shot, and Hydro Pump comes out. And if we didn't have to recharge, we could win this battle, but we don't win the battle. So that was heartbreaking because we got so darn close. So close, dude. But it is what it is. So we're going to try this battle again. Pidgeot's going to come out. And Pidgeot's going to go, and we're just going to go for Agility. Go for Agility again. It's going to do Sky Attack. I'm going to do Hyper Beam, knock it out this time rather than... Oh, I did knock it out. Wow. And he charges. I don't know how you can do a potion like that and do Sky Attack in the same turn. That's a little bit of BS there. Fly up and get the knockout. Gotta get the two-shot. Fly up. There we go. Knock it out. Okay, Alakazam comes out. We're gonna do Fly. Get the knockout. One shot. Very good. And then Rhydon. Like I said, Rhydon's been our Pokemon that we can just kind of set ourselves up on. Make sure we're fully set up on. We're going to heal ourselves a little bit. Fury Attack doesn't do squat. Now, you got to worry about Fury Attack, though, because if he hits a critical, he'll get a critical on every hit. But regardless, we're at a much higher level than we were earlier in this battle. We're going to do Fly. He just leered us, so our attack stat keeps going up. So I have no complaints about that. Another one, Tail Whip. Attack stat goes up. And we don't get the one-shot on this son of a gun. So Leer happens again, and we knock it out. So our attack stat is through the roof right now. Okay? And... Wow, okay. We're just not knocking things out. I guess that's what we're doing today. Just not gonna knock things out. One shot on the Arcanine. Fly. Should be a one shot in the Executor. And now we have Blastoise again. Fly. I did Fly because I didn't want to be stuck where I'm recharging. So I'm doing Fly one more time, and we get the win. We finally beat our rival. It's an hour and 34 minutes. I'm just trying to tap it, make sure we keep this under an hour and 35 minutes. It's really close to my prediction time, by the way. I said between an hour and 30 and an hour and 35 minutes would be my time that I think we could beat the game in with this Pokemon. And it's right on with my the later end of my time. So yeah, very good, awesome. 63, and we get the win at 1 hour and 34 minutes and 46 seconds. This was a very frustrating playthrough. The reason why I'm going to say it was frustrating is because this Pokemon really got the shaft in Generation 1. This is a rock flying Pokemon. It has 0 rock moves. It should get access to Rock Slide. If it got access to Rock Slide, I think this could completely change the complexion of this Pokemon. And also, for some reason, I don't know why it wouldn't, but it can't do Body Slam. Okay, there's a bunch of moves you think it would be able to do, but it can't. So this Pokemon really got like a bad roll in Gen 1. It should have gotten just a little bit more. Should have just got a little bit more sugar. If it had access to Rock Slide, I'd be a happy camper, because once you get to Celadon City and get Rock Slide, you don't have to waste coins on getting Dragon Rage. Rock Slide is I mean, you probably still could, but Rock Slide is just a much better move overall. And you're Rock type, so it's super effective. It counters Gyarados very well, because Gyarados is flying type. He's weak to Rock. So Rock Slide would be a super effective move against Gyarados. So now you're no longer having those issues with Gyarados. And so it's just so many more things that can be fixed with this Pokemon. But this is the beauty of Generation 1. I always call it a masterpiece of imperfection. There's these stupid little things that you think would make the most sense, but they don't. So this might be added to my list of games I'm going to do a replay of. So for example, one of them I want to do when I'm done all the 1 through 151 challenge is I want to do a Krabby, but have him have Dig. So I don't think it makes no sense why Krabby does not have Dig. Okay, Dig should be part of that Pokemon's like moveset. I don't know why it's not. but it is what it is. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Did you get your prediction correct? Did you like my prediction? What strategy you think I could have done differently that would have changed the complexity of this battle? I don't think there's much more I could have done differently. A little bit of extra RNG, but we got some lucky battles, period, in with this. So I don't know. It's a little bit of a tit for tat. We got some we got critical hits on to win, like Misty, and some we just had bad luck, like with Koga. So it is what it is. But let me just think in the comment section down below. This was really fun to do. Next week will be Snorlax, so I'm very excited about that. Monday will be a prediction for Snorlax, and then obviously, you know, next Friday will be the playthrough of Snorlax. I'm excited about that. It's a really fun Pokemon, and it's one of a lot of people's favorites. And it's also, I got a plushie of him sitting right next to me, so I'm really excited to play through with Snorlax. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Everyone have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys on Monday.